J.D. Mitchell here at the Fraser Power Networking Conference, PNC 2015. I am here with the one, Mr. Kim Yancy, longtime confidant, friend, partner of Mr. George Fraser, the founder of the PNC. I met you a couple of years back at the Intercontinental. You welcomed me in your home for a special evening. Man, you keep it simple. You're always clean, dapper. I find out more and more about you every time I see you. What would you have to say to Dallas about the Fraser Power Networking Conference, being that you're here with us?
Yeah, I got to tell you, and I was shared this with a group of people we were talking earlier, that it's so important that you show up. I mean, most people don't realize it's critical that you get outside of your circle of friends and you meet new people, because it's all about that social connection,
You want
and
something different,
and the new
you gotta do
ideas.
something different.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
And you get inspired, you know what I mean? You hear someone else's story. So it's
Y'all said something today in the breakout session that you cannot motivate people. You can inspire people, and they motivate themselves.
Right. I mean, there are all kind of triggers that we all have. I mean, I told someone, in fact, it was my sister-in-law, and she was going through a tough time with her job.
Okay.
And she was saying that everybody was negative. Everybody. The environment was negative. Everyone was negative. And I finally told her, I said, you know what? I said, Rita, you've got to be the change you want to see. I mean, you do. You have to be the change that you want to see.
Right.
So instead of pointing, they're negative. I mean, every time you point to somebody, you got to remember there are three fingers pointing back. Yeah. So, you know what? She took that and she left a little happy quote outside her desk. I'm telling you,
Change the game.
I'm telling you, she said it was almost like there was a drought, and that the happy note was the water.
Wow.
And that people just were like, wow. And they would go by her office to say, hey, what's going to be the happy quote next week?
Right.
They wanted something happy. They wanted something to lift them up.
Mr. Fraser said something in there that makes so much sense. We all do all that we do in the desire or in the quest to be loved.
Right.
So in that instance, she gave love to random people.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody soaked it up.
That's right. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. There's two things that you can't do enough, right? Do enough of. And that is, one, you'll never be accused of being too kind. That's the other one. And I mean, love is the universal language. I mean, it really is. That smile,
boundaries, colors.
And you know what? I tell you what, no one ever told me this when I was in school, but I remember being back in high school, man, it seemed like it was always the thing just to wear that face. And that face was a face of blankness, like, I don't care. Stoic, right?
Yes.
To be the one that smiles, to be the one that walks through things. First of all, it's infectious, it spreads, but it makes people feel warmer toward you.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, someone else starts to do it, they're warmer towards them. Next thing you know, the environment's changed, just because we're smiling at each other.
How has PNC, I mean, obviously you and George are personal friends, but how has PNC been an asset to you from a business perspective?
It's first of all, let's just take one immediate example that's right in front of me. You. In other words, if it wasn't for PNC, I wouldn't be here with you, talking, meeting you. So it starts there.
Right.
And then all the people I meet. I mean, so many opportunities have unfolded for me.
Right.
Relationships, deals. It's
you just offered me to come to the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would have never known. I didn't know you had a studio.
And it wouldn't happen. You would have never seen it in an ad.
Nope.
You might not see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's only because, we've made a personal connection.
Right.
You're going to come over and we're going to look at opportunities.
Right.
And not only for you, I mean, for the people that you know,
right,
but other people who are looking for ways to break in and do some interesting stuff. Now, for me, it's ushering in new talent,
right,
new vision, new people.
You got literally a unlimited landscape of cherry picking to choose for who you want to deal with.
Right.
And in the same breath, people coming here that aren't of your stature in business still have the same opportunity.
That's right.
So what you all are doing here is amazing.
Yeah.
So we're moving from Dallas next year. We're going to the DC area. So what do you have to say to our Dallasites that didn't make it this year, that didn't make it last year, as it goes to DC? A word of advice, a word of encouragement.
Well, here's the first thing: is don't beat yourself up. First of all, that you didn't make it. It just wasn't your time. My dad had a funny thing. He used to say to me, he says, my secret to success. I'd say, what, Dad? He'd say, ask me what my secret to success is.
What's your secret to
timing?
Success?
See.
And that's the secret to success.
The point of the matter is,
and everything else. Right.
Well, the point of the matter is the people that weren't here, it wasn't their time. Timing is everything.
That.
No, really, the people weren't here.
I really needed that.
It just wasn't their time, and just let go of that. But tell you what you need to look at is the people that are here. Because these people are here because they're supposed to meet you. They're supposed to engage with you.
Right, right.
It just isn't by happenstance.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
No such thing as coincidence.
No. I mean, it's just there's too many linkages that you have to pay attention to. You know, if you elect not to pay attention to them, then you'll just get that. But if you allow yourself to say, you know what, I'm here. We met. We would have never ever met. And if you go back further and look at that person's life,
Right.
man, the whole trajectory, I can't even say it, of their life led them to this moment where they meet you.
Right. And that
Special, man.
makes all the sense in the world. Anything that can effectively change the trajectory of your direction,
Yes.
it was supposed to be there in one way or another.
That's right.
Now, how you deal with it is the key.
So choices. You know, everything that you're introduced to or you're confronted with,
Yes, sir.
you get to make a decision. You might tell my son this all the time. There's a
Power to
canvas.
choose.
There's a canvas there. You get to paint the picture.
The power to choose.
Here's the issue: is if you ever hear anyone tell you or blame somebody else, see, every one of us are going to have challenges. Every one of us are going to have failures. But you're not a failure.
As long as you're alive.
Listen, this is important. You're not a failure until you blame somebody else. You get my point?
Right.
We're all going to have it. We're all going to have those struggles. But the minute you say, well, it's because of you, or, you know, if you had given me, well, if this had happened. No.
Right.
The minute you do that, now you're going down the wrong path.
Because you can't own it.
Yeah. You just say, hey, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. Give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. Based on what I know, the factors and everything else, my life experience, I did the best I could at this moment. But I know more now. I know better now.
Now I can do
Now
better.
I'm going to move to the next level.
By You For You Media, 411 DFW, Fraser Power Network. What's the 411? It's infotainment, not entertainment. We're giving you the information for the business of life. Thank you, Mr. Kim Yancy.
Pleasure.